strong.
Hello there and welcome back to another live build. So in this one we're going to look at a bit of automation again, and specifically renewal dates. Now the easiest, most universal example of a renewal date is a birthday. We all have one of those, comes around once a year, so we can use that as an example, but of course you can use this for any sort of monthly, weekly, daily, doesn't really matter, but the kind of renewal date that you need to run. So we're going to do it in two sections here. The first is we're going to set up that if you know someone's date of birth, we will calculate when their next birthday is, so that you can then use that date to drive a birthday message, which you can't do with a date of birth field because that's always going to be in the past. So you can't set up an automation that says, okay, well, if the birthday is today, send this message, because the date of birth will never be today. So that's what we'll do, and then we'll do a second one. Now that we have the first birthday registered, we can then look at, well, how is it going to update it automatically every year? So we'll just have birthday as the example because it's easy to use. Okay, so let me go and share my screen. And here we can see on our contact record, we have date of birth, stroke birthday. We will need a second value specifically for the birthday if we want to retain the date of birth. So I'm going to do that. So I'm going to create a field called next birthday. So we're going to go over into the admin and into our object builder, go into our contact object, and we're just going to, in a new section, I'll just say additional info, and we'll add dates as a subsection, and then I'll add my field, and it will be next birthday. Okay, and the field type is going to be a date for that. So I'll just add that in, and we save those changes, and now I can go back to my record and I can see I have the next birthday. So basically what I want to do is, if we go in here and set a date of birth, I want to work out, well, okay, whatever the day and the month is in that date of birth, when is the next occurrence? So the example we're going to build is, my birthday is the 6th of July. So if you run this automation, it'll tell you that the next occurrence is the 6th of July 2022. But if my birthday was the 2nd of February and you ran that automation today, it should really tell you that my next birthday is the 2nd of February 2023. And that's how you can run these renewal dates based on this example. So the first automation we're going to build is taking whatever date is in the date of birth field and working out what the first next birthday is, the next occurrence of that day month combination. So we go into admin, and you'd go into automation and then click on open automation, which will take you through to that. But I've already got that screen open, so I'll just click over to it. Okay, so how are we going to do this? We're going to set a trigger condition that'll say if the date of birth is not null and the next birthday is null, then run this automation. And then we'll have a trigger action for that, but a trigger action on its own can't calculate when is the next occurrence of this particular date. So for that, we're going to use a field action, and in this instance, the field action is actually called next birthday. So let's go and go in here, and I'm going to call this set next birthday. Data object type, I'm just going to run it on a contact because that field is on the contact. I don't need to run it on an opportunity or anything. My field action is going to be next birthday. Contact relationship is going to be contact, not secondary contact. That's used for contact-to-contact relationships. So in this instance, we just go with contact. And then we're going to say the convert field is okay, in what field is the value at the moment. And I can see the first issue here is it's not merging that field in. So let's save this. Oh, it wants a field. We'll come back to that. That's a note for us to fix this. So I'm actually going to go and create another new field called date of birth. So we've just got 2 fields to deal with here. So this is going to be date of birth. And that's also going to be a date field. Okay, and then I'll put that one at the top, save those changes. Now I may need to refresh or log out for those details to be available here, but let's have a look. Go over to automation, back to our field action. Yeah, I didn't save any of that. So we're going to go and say set next birthday is our field action. We're still running it on the contact object. The action type is next birthday and the relationship is contact. So now I have my date of birth field here. So that's my convert field. The convert field is what is the date you want me to reference in order to perform this action. So we've got date of birth. Now you can have the result in many formats depending on what it is you're actually doing, but for us the date field is always the 4 digits for the year, 2 digits for the month, 2 digits for the day. So you can see here capital Y is the 4 digit for the year, and then we've got lowercase m and lowercase d. So the help sheet is there, but I know I want year, month, day in that format. And then the result field is once I've calculated the next date, where do you want me to write it in? Now we're going to set it into the next birthday field. Okay, and we are going to save that. And then we're going to go and create our trigger action, which we'll also call set next birthday. Contact object again. We're going to go contact. We're going to click save. And you can see our action isn't available yet. That's just because of the HTML nature of the old interface where you have to refresh. But we'll do that once we've created the condition. So now we go and create our trigger condition. And we're going to say this is when the next birthday is null. Okay, so again we go for the contact. Here we can set it to be 1 minute because as soon as it doesn't meet the condition it'll be ignored anyway. We're going to have relationship as contact again, and then we're going to have an AND condition in our trigger condition. So first we're going to say if the date of birth is not null and the next birthday is null, then I want this to run. So if I know what your date of birth is but I don't know what your next birthday is, I want this automation to run. So we'll save that and then we can refresh. And back to our automation. So now I can go to my trigger action and go to set next birthday and load in my field action, which for some reason it looks, that'll be why, wrong list. Next birthday, there we go. I was looking at contact action, field actions to the left of that. So set next birthday, we go and save that. And then we can go over to the automation group and let's create a new group. And this is going to be called dates. And we're then going to say if next birthday is null, looks like I didn't type the whole word, then set next birthday. Okay, so this is going to be for the first. Now we anticipate that on my record this is not going to run at the moment because remember our condition was that date of birth is not null but next birthday is null, and on my record, if I remember correctly, I have both fields null at the moment, so it doesn't meet the condition, so the automation won't run, because we don't want it to keep trying to do a calculation on a date that doesn't exist yet. But I can now go in and I can say, okay, my date of birth is, here we are, 1979, and it's July the 6th. Okay, and we'll save that. And I can then just look on my other screen in the back end as soon as that has run. Looks like it already has. So I can now, I'll just refresh my contact here. I can go in, and now we can see that my next birthday is in fact the 6th of July 2022, which is a future date. So now I can drive automation around that birthday and say, okay, if the next birthday is today, 0 day, send this email. Okay, and then we're also going to use it to then update it again. So now we're going to do our second step. Now the second step is I want to, the day after someone's birthday, I want to update that field again. I want to run the same action to be able to do that. So in this instance, we're going to reference the next birthday date itself. So we're not going to run it on the date of birth again, because we can reference the date and immediately overwrite it to only have one field there. So we go back to our field action. We're going to create a new one, and this one I'll call update next birthday. And we go to the contact again. The action type is again next birthday. Contact is a relationship. And this time I'm going to drive both of these on the next birthday, because I now have a date in that next birthday. I want my output to be the same again, and next birthday. So what it's going to do, it's going to look at the date in the next birthday field and then overwrite it with the next version of that. So I can do this the day after someone's birthday to write it for the future date. So let's just save that. And then we go back to our trigger action, and we create a trigger action for update next birthday. And we go contact object again, and contact as our relationship. We'll save that and come back to it in a moment. And then we can go here and create a new one that says next birthday is -1 day. Okay. We go for contact object again. This instance we can set our restart after to 1 day, because this condition is only going to be met once on the day. We know that tomorrow the date isn't going to be -1 day anymore, because we're updating it or for that, so we can use 1 day as our restart after. We're going to go to the contact again, and now we're going to just set our condition to be the next birthday is -1 day, which is basically yesterday. Okay, so we can set that. So then we refresh for the sake of the HTML, go back to automation, go to our trigger action for update next birthday, and pull in that update next birthday, save that, and then go to our automation group again and back to our dates group, and we'll add a new one. And in this instance we're saying if next birthday is -1 day, then update next birthday. Okay, so basically what this will do is you can use the next birthday to send an email on the 0 day, on the day of someone's birthday, and then the following day you can automatically update the system to set next year's birthday. So on my example here, of course, my birthday here is set as in the future, so it's not going to work. So let's go and pretend in this instance that my birthday was yesterday, so that you can see how this works. So we're going to tell the system that my birthday was yesterday, so the automation should pick up that that is the case and that it now meets the condition. So if I go in here, then I can see that automation looks like it has run. So let's just make sure we have the contact loaded. We go and look here, and we can see that hasn't quite run yet. And I think, did I go in and do this crucial step? Yes, we did. And let me just confirm I've got it set up right here. Next birthday, yeah, next birthday, next birthday. So that should be fine there. I might just be in a hurry before I start troubleshooting. That is still set to that. And let me go and check again here. What have we got running? That is fine there. If you wonder what I'm doing, I'm just on another screen looking at the sort of back-end database of this app, and where I can see what has happened and what hasn't happened. So I just need to get that to run, because we've still got my upcoming birthday, and that looks as if I didn't save the change to my birthday. So let's go back to March. Apologies, we go to the 16th, yeah, we're there, and we want to save that for that. And now we just need to check that that automation has run. Just give that a moment to do its thing. I watched Kettle Never Boils. Of course, you don't normally sit and wait to see the automation run. That value has saved, so we just need to wait for that. In your normal day, you'll be off doing something more important than staring at the screen. For testing, let's give that a moment. So while we wait, I'll just recap what we've done here. So we've got the date of birth and we've got a next birthday. Now this can of course be a membership renewal, a policy renewal, anything like that, where you've got one date and you want one for a year out, or the next occurrence. Excuse me. So we've got those two fields, and we've built two automations. One's to set the first one based off our date of birth, where we're using two different fields. We're referencing one and writing into another. And the other one, we are referencing the same field as we are writing into. And let's just go and see, has that now done its thing? So yeah, now you can see my birthday, the next birthday in this instance, is now set to 16 March 2023, because that's the next future instance of the 16th of March, which is what that works on. So because we've told the system my birthday was yesterday, 16th of March, it'll set that. And if I were to clear this field out and save it with a null value, then our other automation will take over again and look at the date of birth and then write in 6th of July 2022. So that's how you can do sort of annual recurring date updates. And then you can now use that date as a reference in a condition for sending a birthday message or anything else that you need to create. So yeah, so that's that for today. A short one, but quite useful. Dig into those field actions and see what you can do with them. Any questions, as always, please just give us a shout. We're more than happy to help. And I hope that you have a great day. Take care. Be strong.